All right, let's dive right into this explainer. We're taking a massive, comprehensive test of over 70 AI tools and distilling it down to the absolute top 15 apps, the ones that actually deliver genuine return on investment for business leaders. Look, if you're steering a team right now, you already know AI is literally everywhere. But figuring out where to actually allocate your budget, well, that's a whole different challenge. So we're going to cut through all that noise today and look at what actually works.
Because with the sheer explosion of tools out there, you need a reliable way to figure out which applications are actually automating workflows and reducing costs, rather than just acting as some shiny new distraction for your team. I mean, it's incredibly easy to sign up for a dozen subscriptions, right? But it's so much harder to find the ones that fundamentally change how your business operates for the better.
So the crucial point here is applying what the source author calls the vibe test. It's basically a rigorous filter to ensure an app actually saves time, produces real results, and integrates right into your existing stack before it ever earns a spot in your budget. If a tool isn't being used consistently after the very first week, or if it doesn't give you a higher quality output than your team just doing the work manually, it fails the test. True ROI is about unlocking net new abilities your team simply didn't have yesterday at a reasonable price and being totally reliable for real day-to-day work.
To make all of this super actionable, we'll break it down into 5 key areas: the AI ROI filter, automating daily operations, accelerating product development, scaling content and presentations, and finally, upgrading strategy and research.
Let's kick things off with part 1, automating daily operations.
Just look at the contrast here between a traditional workflow and an AI agent workflow. Tools like Paradigm AI literally turn a boring, static spreadsheet into a highly trained army of agents. Instead of your team sitting there manually doing data entry or researching leads row by agonizing row, every single cell acts autonomously to bulk enrich data or determine search intent instantly. That is an absolutely massive operational shift.
And taking that automation even a step further, Gumloop is a total standout. It gives you this simple drag-and-drop interface that lets you build AI-first automated pipelines, dropping premium models like Claude or Gemini right into the middle of your workflow to actually make decisions. Imagine a setup that scrapes competitor sites, summarizes the findings, and drops a neat little digest right into your team's Slack channel before they even log on for the day. And this breakdown beautifully illustrates the investment side of ROI. The Claude desktop app basically acts as a personalized assistant that you can load up with specific skills for different campaigns. So at the $20 Pro tier, or even the $100 Max tier for heavy multi-project workflows, it pays for itself almost immediately. You are essentially hiring a tireless assistant with local desktop access to proofread, code internal tools, and analyze data around the clock.
Moving right along to part 2, accelerating product development.
The author actually calls the Cursor IDE the final boss of vibe coding. And honestly, for leadership, this is massive. It's completely LM agnostic. That means your engineering team isn't locked into just one vendor's ecosystem, which is a huge risk right now. They have total flexibility to use Claude Opus, Gemini Pro, or ChatGPT models to rapidly write software, all right inside their familiar environment.
And when you chain these tools together, you get this incredibly rapid app pipeline. Step 1, your team designs a functional prototype in seconds using natural language in V0. Step 2, you seamlessly export that front-end code right into the Cursor IDE. And step 3, you flesh it out into a production-ready application. You are literally skipping weeks of traditional UI design here.
Now, what if your team wants to completely bypass coding for a project? Well, an app called Lovable delivers massive ROI for that. It generates full-stack, working web apps from simple text prompts in real time. We're talking zero-code creation, complete with direct connections to databases like Supabase, one-click deployment, and even GitHub syncing for future technical scaling. At $25 a month, it's a total game-changer for testing internal tools.
Next up is part 3, scaling content and presentations.
Look, we all know creating leadership presentations or sales decks used to take days of agonizing over formatting. But Gamma collapses that entire workflow into 3 insanely fast steps. You just enter a basic text prompt or topic, Gamma generates a fully styled presentation or pitch deck in seconds, and then you just export it directly to PDF or PowerPoint. It basically functions like a highly automated Canva for your strategy documents.
For rich media, Descript completely flips the script. It is a platform that lets your marketing team edit long-form video and podcasts exactly the same way they'd edit a text document. Seriously, you just delete a word in the text transcript and it instantly deletes that moment in the video. Plus, it automatically removes filler words and enhances studio sound, saving countless hours of manual timeline slicing.
And instead of paying for 5 different siloed image and video generators, consolidated workflow platforms like Higgsfield and Weavy combine multiple top-tier models into one single dashboard. This is absolutely crucial. It ensures your visual content and thumbnails stay aggressively on brand, allowing you to produce visual content at scale without instantly ballooning your agency budget.
70. That is the exact number of languages 11 Labs currently supports for its hyper-realistic AI voice generation. So if you need to instantly deploy conversational agents for customer support, or maybe generate video voiceovers to hit a global market, this is hands down the definitive tool to scale your voice across borders instantly.
All right, bringing us to part 4, upgrading strategy and research. When you're researching market trends, competitor statistics, or new strategies, Perplexity AI is honestly vastly superior to traditional search. It's a conversational search engine that completely bypasses those standard lists of blue links. Instead, it actively synthesizes data to provide sourced, cited answers and deep insights, even pulling from forums and user-generated content for a much faster path to high-level strategy.
Now to make sure the content you actually publish drives real traffic and revenue, ClearScope is an absolute veteran in AI SEO. Using robust tech like IBM Watson and Google NLP, it analyzes competitor content for your target keywords and then mathematically recommends the exact semantic keywords you need to maximize your ranking potential. It even integrates directly into Google Docs and WordPress, taking all that expensive guesswork out of digital marketing.
And look, because quality control is absolutely paramount for leadership, you need brand protection. Originality AI offers the most accurate AI detection, plagiarism, and fact-checking on the market. As you can see from the highly scalable pricing tiers, whether you go pay-as-you-go or jump to the $14.95 Pro plan with full team management and site scans, it acts as an essential safeguard to protect your brand's integrity before anything goes live.
Finally, let's look at part 5, the future of your workflows.
Before we wrap this explainer, we have to talk about an absolute hidden gem. And the best part, it costs absolutely nothing. The free power of Google Labs is a gold mine. It offers an entire ecosystem of experimental apps. You've got Pomeli to instantly create on-brand social media ads, Mixboard to brainstorm on a visual canvas, full free access to prototype with Gemini models in Google AI Studio, and even Anti-Gravity, a free AI-powered IDE with autonomous coding agents. It is literally the perfect sandbox for your team.
Ultimately, what this extensive testing proves is that the best AI stack isn't about collecting a bunch of flashy features. The tools that provide the very highest ROI are the ones that work automatically in the background, saving you real time, so you can actually focus on leading. It's about seamlessly unlocking capabilities your business just didn't have access to yesterday.
So we've mapped out exactly which tools deliver real ROI across your operations, your development, and your strategy. The paradigm has officially shifted. When every single cell in your spreadsheet becomes its own AI agent, what will your team build next? And more importantly, how quickly are you going to deploy these to outpace your competition? Thanks for joining us for this explainer, and we'll see you next time.